Hey people, welcome to another episode of Ariyike Weekly. If you're watching my channel for the very first time, this is a YouTube channel where we talk about real life issues, where I get to talk about anything and everything you guys want to know about. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just here to share other people's stories so that you can actually learn from them and also get to drop your 2 cents if you have anything to say. Today, we are talking about the wicked fathers who sexually abuse their daughters. I will call them beasts. Like, how would you be a man and then your wife gives birth to a daughter, and then all you can do is actually sexually abuse that daughter? That is a horrible, horrible, horrible thing to do. So I got a mail from one of the Ariyike Weekly people. Shout out to all of you who watch my YouTube channel and get in touch with me. I got a mail from someone who, she was sharing a story. She had read a story online about a man who sexually abused his daughter. And she said she used to live in an area before, and her former neighbors were actually some very funny set of people. I will share the story that she shared with me. She said that the father sexually abused his daughter for many years until the girl got pregnant. The girl was a teenager and she gave birth to a child. Now, the mother of that girl, when she got to find out that her daughter was pregnant and that her daughter was actually pregnant for her husband, she moved out of the house. She packed her things and left. She left the daughter and she left her husband. Now, which woman would do that? But I'm not here to talk about the woman right here. I guess there will be many more opportunities to talk about the, mother's angle when it comes to sexual abuse in children. I'm here to talk about the father's story today, the father's part. The mother left anyway and left the daughter in the house with the father. And of course, the father kept sleeping with the girl. The girl gave birth, and the child, sadly, the child died when the child was 2 years old. Now, from what the girl said, she said the gist in the area then was that the man and the daughter actually killed the child, the son, because they didn't want people, they didn't know what the child will call the father. Would the child call the father dad or grandpa? Like, it was very, very strange to them. That's what people said from what the girl had said. Because when you're young, there are times when you actually say things to people. But from what the girl said, she said that the girl had told a few people that, oh, she's confused. She doesn't know what this child is going to call the father, whether she's going to call whether he was going to call the father grandpa or dad. Because people actually knew the story. And this girl said that one person who was actually close to the girl told her a few times to report the man to the police, but she was like, no, she wasn't going to report him because it was her dad, blah, blah, blah. Story, story, story. Now, what kind of man would do that to his daughter? Talking about stories, like this, stories of fathers sexually abusing their children, there was one that I read online recently, just a few days ago, where the man would put his penis in his, little daughter's mouth, and then afterwards he would give her money. Like, what are you teaching your daughter by doing that to your child? You're putting your penis in her mouth and then you're giving the child money. If you're doing that to your daughter, what do you want the daughter to turn into? Jeez. I don't even understand when I hear stories. Like, I've heard over 5 stories in recent times of fathers sexually abusing their daughters. Now, what do you want these daughters to turn out into if you're doing this to your child? It is so wrong, like extremely, extremely, extremely wrong, 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 wrong. I mean, I wish I could shout wrong. One of my friends who grew up in the village was telling me that back then in the village there were times when it happened, and that these men who did these things to their daughters would say, oh, well, I gave birth to her, I can do whatever I want to her, or better still, I can do whatever I want with her. Like, how would you have a daughter and then now even want to have sex with the daughter? It's even disgusting. Like, thinking about it, it is really, really, really disgusting. Now, what's the role of a father to a daughter? Some people say boys see their fathers as their first heroes, and then girls see their fathers as their first love. But I would say a father is a girl's first hero, first love, first man in your life. Is the man that you look up to. And there are times when you want a boyfriend, or you want to get married, and your father is a good man. You actually look out for certain qualities in that man that you want to end up with that your father actually has. Those are qualities of a good dad. Like, when your daughter can actually look at her man and think, is he like my dad? Can he be like my dad? You know, things like that. So, men, please, please, if you have ever done it, it's something that you really, really, really need to pray about and, you know, turn yourself in if you can. But it's not something that you should do to your daughter. You should never ever sexually abuse your daughter. It's I mean, we with girls, you have to just be very careful. The role of a father in a girl's life actually even adds up to to the girl's self-esteem. Like, you need to let your daughter know she's beautiful. You need to let your daughter know that if anything happens at any point in time, she has a father to call on. She has a father that she can look up to. And she has a father who is a hero 24/7. And she knows that even if she doesn't have a man in her life, once you have your father is your everything, your number one, and all of that. So please, men, if you know someone who does that to his daughter, or you know someone who has ever done that, or who has plans of doing that, please let them know that it is really, really bad. I mean, I know people, real life victims, who have, had these encounters before. We've done outreaches in schools, and we've actually met girls whose fathers have sexually abused them, or brothers, or uncles, close family members. And it's never a good story. It's never ever ever a good story. So please, 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 guys, it's not even something you should ever think about. Like, even if you don't have daughters or you don't have kids yet, you should never even think of having kids and then saying, my daughter, one day maybe I would even have a daughter and do this to her, I'll do this with her. It means you're sick in the head. It means you're not normal. It means that you're crazy. And for the woman who actually left her daughter in that situation, then you're a coward. I mean, it's bad enough that your daughter is going through that. You now leave your daughter with the same man who you left, and then you leave your daughter to continue going through that kind of sexual abuse. It's sad. I mean, I'm a mother, and it's even sad. Like, thinking about it, it's sickening. It is really, really sickening that a woman will leave her child in that kind of situation, and a father would do that to his daughter. So, people, share your stories. Let me know what you guys have heard when with things like this. Do you have neighbors? Do you have family members who have actually been victims of sexual abuse, with their dads? I know a lot of people have been victims of sexual abuse, but let's narrow it down to people whose fathers have done this to them. It's really, really sad. It's sad, but I don't even know what to say again. Like, I'm just speechless. I wish, like, the girl that mailed me, I told her, I said, if I asked her if she knew the details, like, if she was still in touch with this girl, maybe I could reach out to her and we could find a way that this man would actually be persecuted, because he's done so much harm in his daughter's life. But she hasn't replied me. I hope she replies me. If you're watching, please reply me if you have the details, and let's take it from there. Some people will say, oh, it's a family matter, leave them. But how many people are actually going to go through this, that people are going to stay silent, or the society will stay silent? Because now some neighbors actually knew about it, but they were not saying anything. The girl actually even shared the story with some people, but nobody did anything. Nobody said anything. People were just talking about her behind her back. And I think that's really, really unfair. All right, guys, I have to go. I think I've said enough on today's episode of Ariyike Weekly. But share your stories with me. Let me know what you guys think about the story. If you have people who have been in similar circumstances, share their stories. You don't have to put anybody's names. Share stories of men who you know who have done these to their daughters. And, it's sad. It's really sad. And if you're going through this, just know that you're not alone. Other people have actually been in this situation before. Reach out for help. Go online. There are a lot of people who can actually, a lot of NGOs who can actually help out. Or better still, you can reach out to me. My email address is arikeweekly@gmail.com, and I would link you up with the appropriate people who will help you out. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Lady Arike. That's it on Arike Weekly. I have to go now. Bye, guys.